What is up, you amazing people? Hope you've had a great day so far. So, Anakin. Well, at this point, Darth Vader. Today, we talk about his mini panic episode he had, something that we didn't really get to see in the film. Anakin/Vader must have been completely overwhelmed once he learned the evil behind this war, and in today's episode, I want to talk about it in detail. So, before everything went down, few knew of what was actually happening during the Clone Wars. Except for Sidious, Dooku, and perhaps Mas Amedda, no one knew that Sidious was behind everything and orchestrating both sides, the Republic and the Separatists, only because Palpatine wanted more power, and he did. He acquired everything he wanted up until the end, where he executed Order 66 and destroyed the entire Jedi Order. But he did it with the help of a former Jedi, Anakin Skywalker, now Darth Vader. So since now Vader was in league with the Sith, with Sidious, did he eventually learn about how Palpatine orchestrated everything behind the scenes and essentially destroyed the Republic that Anakin once knew? Well, here's the gist of it, and it explains the fear aspect. If you watch Revenge of the Sith again, you see that Vader must have discovered all about this immediately after he killed the Separatist leaders on Mustafar. Remember, Newt Gunray welcomes him as Lord Vader when he arrives in the Mustafar control room. Gunray would only know to use Vader's Sith name and would only be expecting him if he had been dealing with Sidious this whole time, if he had been communicating with him, so Vader deduced it quickly. If you want more proof, Gunray later pleads for his life and mentions Sidious by his Sith name. From these statements alone, Vader knew that Newt Gunray, who was the leader of the Separatists, was making deals with Darth Sidious. By now, Vader realized what he had gotten himself into. Palpatine's plan was a long one, and once he killed the Separatists, only then Anakin realized how manipulative was Sidious in the person that he once entrusted. He now realized that he can't even come close to achieving the pragmatism level of Sidious. Vader finally saw the real monster that he was about to work with closely for years to come. But by then, his fears didn't really matter. Once he allowed Mace Windu to be killed, he went too far and saw no way of going back. He was too consumed with saving Padme, and you have to admit, the Jedi were kind of becoming arrogant towards the end of the war. The Clone Wars had definitely changed them. Anakin believed that the Jedi didn't trust him anymore. He was so disillusioned at this point that there doesn't seem to be any difference between the Jedi and the Sith in his mind. In fact, he tells Obi-Wan that from his point of view, the Jedi were evil. He was so deep into darkness that Anakin was willing to kill younglings. Imagine that. By this point, even if Obi-Wan made a strong argument, Anakin felt that it was too late for him. He could never come back after all that he has done, and he actually feared Sidious, who was extremely powerful in the dark side, and his plans were executed to perfection. With that in mind, it was fear that kept Vader in line. Of course, it's not all that cut and dry. I talked fear a lot in this video, but this was definitely before his injuries, and after his injuries on Mustafar and post-suit Vader, now not only was he driven by fear, but by anger and hate as well. Hate towards his former master for not only defeating him, but leaving him to die burning alive. With that, guys, we have reached the end, but what do you think about Vader's fear towards Sidious? Pre-suit Vader was extremely overwhelmed, I think, but the movie was rushed way too much for it to show it to us and actually experience it. In any case, leave your thoughts, and if you enjoyed, leave a like down below and hit that bell to get notified the moment a new video is up. Have an awesome day, my friends, and may the Force be with you always.